Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I am incredibly excited to have you here today because we're stepping right out into the field to troubleshoot the absolute core of telecommunications. Now, up until now, you might have mastered fixing a user's phone or maybe ensuring a cell tower is powered up and alive. But today we are tackling the true backbone of the system, the backhaul network. We're going to look at the massive, invisible data highway that keeps everything running, and more importantly, we're going to learn exactly how to fix it when catastrophic field failures bring the whole system crashing down. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the data highway, move into Threat 1, microwave misalignment, and then how to fix that microwave link. After that, we'll cover Threat 2, underground fiber cuts, fixing the broken fiber, and finally, we'll wrap up with some essential field rules. All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the data highway.
Okay, let's dive into this. Before we can actually fix the network, we've got to understand it. I want you to think of the transport network, or the backhaul, literally as a giant data highway. You've got that remote cell tower sitting out there on the street, right? It's doing its job, capturing signals. But how does that data actually get back to the central telecom building to be processed? It takes this highway. And here is the absolute crucial point. If this specific geographic link breaks, the entire cell tower is completely isolated. It doesn't matter if the tower has power. Without the backhaul, it cannot connect a single call, period.
So that brings us to a pretty critical scenario. What actually happens when this invisible data highway gets knocked off course? Because, out in the real world, this elevated infrastructure is completely exposed. We're talking severe weather, heavy storms, and howling winds actively attacking our networks. Which leads us to Section 2. Threat 1, microwave misalignment. If you've ever driven through a rural area, you've definitely seen those big, round, white microwave dishes mounted high up on the towers. Their entire job is to shoot data through the air, and to do that, they have to look directly at each other with literal millimeter perfection. I really want to emphasize the extreme fragility of this setup. We are talking about millimeter precision hundreds of feet in the air. When you have a heavy storm or incredibly strong winds, the physical brackets holding these massive dishes can actually loosen up, causing the dish to tilt just slightly. And you know the results of that slight tilt? A terrifying critical alarm flashing back at the network center, microwave link down, or high BER, which stands for high bit error rate. Because this alignment requires such absolute perfection, even the tiniest structural movement completely breaks that invisible radio beam. The data just can't make the jump, the error rate spikes, and the entire backhaul link drops. Let's look at Section 3, fixing the microwave link. All right, so the alarm is blaring and the tower is offline. How do we solve it? Well, you climb the tower for a manual physical alignment. Step 1, you carefully loosen the bracket and engage your safety lock. Step 2, now this is where the magic happens. You connect your digital multimeter straight to the dish's alignment port to track the RSL, or the received signal level. You're basically slowly panning the dish left and right, then up and down, keeping your eyes completely glued to that meter. You are hunting for the highest voltage because the highest voltage translates to the strongest signal decibels. Once you hit that perfect peak, you move to Step 3, final torque tightening. You lock those structural bolts down incredibly tight so the wind cannot move it again. We've conquered the air, but let me ask you this. If the weather is the biggest threat above ground, what on earth is the biggest enemy of underground fiber optic cables? Let's transition from those windy towers down to the chaotic city streets. And spoiler alert, it's not giant city rats. Welcome to Section 4, Threat 2, underground fiber cuts. Down in the busy cities, we rely on thick bundles of underground fiber optic cable. Imagine this nightmare scenario. An excavator operator is digging, hits the wrong spot, and slices right through the bundle. In the telecom industry, we actually jokingly call this backhoe fade, but honestly, it's no joke at all when you get the critical alarm for a loss of signal, or LOS, on the backbone. Unlike a single microwave dish acting up, one severed fiber cable instantly forces multiple towers to go completely dark. It is a massive problem. Which brings us to Section 5. Fixing the broken fiber. And this brilliantly illustrates our next point. When dealing with a severed fiber backbone, extreme precision under immense time pressure is required. Speed is absolutely everything. Resolving a massive urban blackout relies entirely on the rapid deployment of the right tools. You just cannot afford to guess where a cable is broken under miles and miles of solid city pavement. This is exactly why we use an OTDR, an optical time domain reflectometer. Oh man,
What a fantastic piece of technology. You connect this device to the broken fiber port at the site. It shoots a laser beam right down the microscopic glass, acting exactly like a radar. It calculates the time it takes for that light to bounce back from the break, and it gives the field team the exact physical distance to the street damage. It will literally tell you, hey, the cut is at exactly 450 meters. So this rescue mission really requires two distinct phases. First, locating the cut using that OTDR laser radar to get our exact 450-meter mark. Then comes repairing the cut. The emergency team rushes to that exact spot, digs up the cable join box, and deploys what's called a fusion splicer. This high-precision machine physically melts the microscopic glass fibers, which, by the way, are literally the thickness of a human hair. It melts them perfectly back together, completely restoring the data highway.
Let's wrap things up with Section 6, Essential Field Rules. Now that we've tackled both the air and the underground, I want to leave you with a rapid-fire survival checklist. Number 1, always monitor your RSL stability for a few minutes before you climb down and leave a microwave site. Make sure those decibels hold strong. Number 2, never go to a fiber fault without a calibrated OTDR. Honestly, you are flying completely blind without your laser radar. And number 3, keep updated network maps so you can find those fiber path layouts quickly when every second counts. Because transport engineering is all about precision and rapid reaction. So I leave you with this final thought to ponder. Whether you're out there catching an invisible radio beam high up on a windy tower, or tracking down a broken strand of glass deep under the chaotic city streets, you now know exactly how vital the transport network is. The tools and the strategies are right there in your hands. So, are you ready to keep the data highway moving? Keep troubleshooting, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.